Hi, friends. How are you? I bet you haven't seen Miss Black looking like this before, have you? Well, guess what? The reason I'm dressed up like this today with a hat with a flag on it from, I wonder what country, Australia, is because today is Australia Day. And so Flora and I, we dressed up and celebrated a little bit of Australia Day at home while we were here. And so we both wore our Australia t-shirts and our Australia hat, and we put some little tattoos on our face. So an Australian flag tattoo on my face and one on my ankle, and I think Flora put one on her hand as well. So we celebrated Australia Day today because I come from Australia, and today, the 26th of January, is the day that we remember our country and Australia. So I thought this week I would read you some books from my beloved homeland, Australia, and these are some fun stories that we certainly love in our house, and I hope that you enjoy them too. So this one is called Edward the Emu. And so we have emus in Australia, and I haven't seen an emu here in Rwanda. I've seen an ostrich in Uganda, but not an emu. So the lady who wrote this story is called Sheena Knowles, and the person that illustrated the story, which is the person that did the drawings, is called Rod Clement. So let's have a read, shall we? I hope you really enjoy this story because it's one of my favorite. There's a picture of Edward the Emu. There he is. He's not looking very happy at the moment, Edward. Edward the Emu was sick of the zoo. There was nowhere to go, there was nothing to do. And compared to the seals that lived right next door, well, being an emu was frankly a bore. Oh dear, look at Edward. He looks a bit bored, doesn't he? He doesn't have very much to do being an emu at the zoo. Let's see what adventures Edward gets up to. So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from his pen and he laughed as he said, "The seals are the best anybody can tell. So tomorrow I'll just be a seal as well." And there's Edward standing on the top of his fence having a look down to see what the seals are doing. Do you think an emu can be a seal? I don't know. Do you know what noise a seal makes? We have seal noises in our house sometimes, and they say, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the seals were swimming, and Edward was too. He dived in the water and he basked in the sun, and he balanced a ball on his beak just for fun. Does Edward look like the seal? Rod Clement, who was the illustrator, he did a very good job, didn't he, to make the seal and the emu kind of look a bit the same as they've come out of the water. Well, Edward was really enjoying the day till he overheard someone behind the fence say, "The seals are always amusing, it's true. But the lion's the best thing to see at the zoo." Do you like to see the lions when you go to the zoo? So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from the pool and he smiled as he said, "The lion's the best anybody can tell. So tomorrow I'll just be a lion as well." So there he is jumping out of the seal cage, and he's going to be a lion tomorrow. Do you think an emu can be a lion? What noise does a lion make? You got it, a big roar noise. The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the lions were roaring and Edward was too. He snarled at the ladies and he growled at the men. Life was certainly grand for a lion in his den. And again, the illustrator has done a really good job at making the lion and the emu look a little bit alike, don't they? They're both making lion noises and roaring. Well, Edward was having a wonderful day till a man in the crowd had the gumption to say, "The lion's a beast I shall always detest. The snakes are the things that I like to see best." And there's Edward lying in a tree next to the lion. What do you think he's going to be tomorrow? Is he going to stay with the lions, do you think? Did you hear the words? I think he's going to try and be a snake. So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward crept from the cage and he grinned as he said, "If the snakes are the best things and that's what they say, then tomorrow I'll just be a snake for the day." Look at the lion's face. Does he look very happy? I think he's thinking, "Oh, will this emu ever get off my head? Get off me, you're heavy." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the snakes were all hissing, and Edward was too. He slipped round the rocks. It was magic to see. Then he curled himself casually up round a tree. And there's Edward being a snake. Can an emu really be a snake? They can't really, can they? But in this picture, it looks like they're trying to be the same, doesn't it? It's very clever. Well, Edward was just warming up for the day when he overheard one of the visitors say, "The snakes are impressive, I know that it's true, but the emu's by far the best thing at the zoo." What do you think Edward is lying on here? What do you think this green thing here is? You got it. I think you're right. It's the snake. He's lying on a snake. Oh my goodness me. The emu guessed Edward. My goodness, that's me. I'm the thing that gentleman most likes to see. Not the seals, the lions, the snakes, and the rest. It's Edward the emu he likes to see best. Look at his face. He's like, "Oh, my goodness, that's me." He doesn't want to go and see all the other animals. He wants to see Edward the emu. There he is, leaving the snake cage. Oh my goodness, if I had all those snakes that were walking behind my legs, I think I'd be a bit scared. Would you? Oh my goodness. So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward slipped from the cage and he laughed as he said, "If the emu's the best, then that's easy then. Tomorrow I'll be Edward again." Edward ran to the place where he used to reside, but oh, what a shock he got when he clambered inside. He found himself suddenly come face to face with the emu they brought in to take Edward's place. Oh no! Edward left the emu cage to go and find some exciting things in the zoo, and when he's come back, they've replaced him with another emu. Now there's two emus. Look at his face. He's like, oh, he's shocked, isn't he? It's like, what are you doing here? This is my cage, not yours. The emus considered each other a while. Then the new emu said with a shy little smile, "Hello, I'm Edwina. It's nice meeting you. You're the best thing I've seen since I came to the zoo. So now there's two little emus at this zoo. The first is called Edward, and Edwina is two. Two emu friends at the zoo. That's the story about Edward the emu. And that's one of our favourite stories that comes from Australia. We love Edward the emu, and I hope you enjoyed this story too on Australia Day, but you don't get to watch it until next week when Australia Day is finished. Sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will enjoy the activities that we send along to do with it. So have fun, friends, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.